Hi, I'm Scott Sheldon, and welcome to this episode of Winegazer. Thank you so much for tuning in. So if you haven't guessed, that's right, doing a little cooking and wine pairing here live in the kitchen for you. So we're going to do a little appetizer, a little oyster mushroom and prosciutto appetizer, and pair it up with a 2009 hometown Pinot Noir from the folks at Hitching Post. And so we'll get more into the wine in a little bit. I'm going to get this dish going. And I got a pan, medium, high heat. I'm doing a non-stick pan, so I can just use a little bit of olive oil. Mushrooms are very susceptible for soaking in juices. If you use too much oil, you're using like a stainless steel pan. It can be more difficult, and sometimes the dish just becomes too oily. So just lightly oiled pan, medium-high heat. We'll set this wine down. And let's get some prosciutto. Got some nice prosciutto ham. I'm going to get this going in here. Just a few slices I've torn up. And then some oyster mushrooms. Put those in there. Okay, move this around a little bit. Hit it with a little pepper. I love pepper. It's one of my favorite things when cooking. I always have to add a little pepper with everything. A little salt. Okay, cool. We're just going to let this go for 7 or 8 minutes. And I'll talk about the wine a little bit more now. So, give you a closer look. There you go. We have a Hitching Post 2009 hometown Pinot Noir. And it's from the Santa Barbara County appellation. But it's essentially broken down, and it's a 3-valley blend. And it's Los Alamos Valley, Santa Maria Valley, then also Santa Rita Hills, which is located in the Santa Ynez Valley. Again, all in Santa Barbara County, 14.2% alcohol, $20 US. And basically, Gray Hartley and Frank Ostini, they started a Hitching Post restaurant. They wanted some wines to serve in their restaurant. The first ones they actually made in their garage. And then now they're in a real modern caravan wine company up in Buellton. But if you're ever in Buellton, I highly recommend that you check out the Hitching Post restaurant. Give this little flip. Hitching Post restaurant, they serve, all their own wines. They're really fabulous, and it's a cool place to people watch, to hang out. They have great steaks and tri-tip. Santa Maria Barbecue is the name of the game. And turn this down a little bit. All right. Check the color on the wine. Very bright red. Very bright red. Some air into this. Wow. Great raspberries, great cherries, very bright nose, acidic nose. It's definitely, you can tell it's not going to be a jammy wine. Let's break this up a little bit. Move these guys around. Alright. This is live TV, no edits here. You got to stop a minute and, move things around. Alright, so back to the wine. Let's smell it some more. That's what we do here, smell the wine. We talk about what's going on with it. Oh, wow. You really have this great, dried flower, potpourri, dried rose petals and violets. It's really beautiful. Some wonderful cranberry action. Yeah, and you get some great spice, some lively oak. It's really integrated well together. Nice balance of all the different aromas. A really beautiful nose. And this is one of their younger bottlings, meaning they pick it earlier on in the season, and it gives it, that brighter acidity. And really wonderful nose. Let's give it a taste. silky, really silky mouthfeel. Wonderful soft tannins. Explosive sour cherry mouth. Wow, that's awesome. Give it another taste. Really well balanced. I like the sour fruit. Good length. I can still taste that fruit, taste that spice. You got some black pepper also that's coming through on this. Nice structure. This wine's pretty much ready to drink now. Probably hang on to it for 3 to 5 years. Lively acidity, great sour red fruit flavors, tremendous food wine. 20 bucks. I'm going 3 out of 5 stars. Now let's. We're almost done with this dish here, and then we'll do a little comparison and pairing and see how it works out. So this is just about ready to go. I just want to add a little bit of some fresh diced parsley. I'm going to throw in there. Let that cook a little bit. And mushrooms are just an outstanding thing to pair with wine in general. Pinot Noir goes great with. Merlots, Cabernets, good choices also. White wines like Sauvignon Blanc and, French Semillon, those kinds of things definitely would be good choices as well. Okay, but yeah, like I was saying, the Hitching Post restaurant in Buellton, my wife and I, we went and we sat at one of the tables, at the perimeter of the bar, and we watched the whole scene. And it's where they filmed part of the movie Sideways, the bar scene. That's where Maya, where she actually worked. And it's really just a cool hangout. You feel like you're part of the local vibe when you're there. And I highly recommend it. And they have, soulful Pinot Noirs. And it's definitely a place not to be missed. So let's go ahead and plate this up. So take a look at that. Hopefully you can see it. Got an experiment. I got 2 cameras going on, so I'm gonna actually put it here, and hopefully you can also see the finished product as well. So let's pour a tiny bit more wine here. And then let's give this a taste. So really simple. I mean, just a couple ingredients, some mushrooms, some prosciutto ham, some parsley, salt and pepper, a little olive oil. Took me like 7 minutes to cook it. And oh man. When you make this, the saltiness from the prosciutto, just be aware when you add the salt, just a little pinch. You don't need much. These mushrooms work really well. Make sure when you buy them, don't clean them with too much water, just a damp paper towel. Wipe off any excess dirt because they will absorb any liquid. And by that reason also, you don't want to use too much oil, like I said earlier, when you're cooking them. That is just tremendously good. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It really electrifies the flavors of the bitter, earthy, kind of woodsy flavor of the mushrooms. It's that spiciness of the ham, the saltiness really works well with the acid in the wine and those wonderful spicy fruit notes, the floral notes. A lot of counterpoint, a lot of harmony, really going well together. I highly recommend you try this recipe at home. I'll post it down below so you can see exactly. It's really not much to it though. And check out Hitching Post, hitchingpost.com, and so that you can check these guys out. Excellent Pinot Noirs, and they make some other varietals, Cabernet Franc and Syrahs as well, I believe. And but hey, let me know what you think, and I'd like to hear some of your favorite recipes, and if you do cook this one up, I'd like to hear your feedback on it. So thanks again, for tuning into the show. It means a lot to me. Until next time, cheers.